Hi, everybody. So to begin our project today, we're going to be starting our mandalas by first folding our paper in two different ways. First, we're going to fold it in half, up and down, and then side to side. So let's go ahead and grab our paper and fold it like a hot dog. Make sure that the edges are aligned. When you open it up, you should be able to see the line that goes from side to side. And now we're going to fold it the opposite way. Make sure that the edges are also aligned. So now you should be able to see the crease that goes from top to bottom. Right, now that we have our paper folded, these are going to be our guiding lines. So as you can see, boys and girls, we have the center of our paper, which is right here in the middle where the lines connect. That's the middle of our paper. And this is where we're going to start our mandala by drawing a small circle about the size of a green pea. Now we're going to bring two short lines, one on the top and one on the bottom. And we're also going to bring in two more short lines about the same length on each side. So remember, these are going to be our guiding lines. That's going to be like our ruler. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add 4 more lines in between. So in between the first two, we're going to draw one in the middle. In between the next two, we're going to draw one in the middle. And the next two, one in the middle. And the last two, one in the middle. Let's go ahead and connect these lines now by drawing a curved line to make our flower shape for our mandala here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and draw a little frame around these. And we can just go really close and follow that same curved line all the way around. Remember, it's repetition all the way. Whatever we do to one part, we have to keep doing it all the way around that circle. Okay, now we're going to make our mandala grow by adding 4 more lines following those folded marks. So 2, 3, 4. One on the top, one on the bottom, and one on each side. Now these are actually going to be shaped like leaves. So let's go ahead and shape them like a leaf. And we can actually bring out 4 more leaves right in between. So 4 short lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're also gonna make those look like a leaf. So everything's just gonna kind of connect in this area here as we bring down our leaf. Now we're gonna go ahead and connect the tips from tip to tip. And it actually helps to spin your paper around as you're doing this next step because you have a better grip on your marker. So it helps you kind of come across very nicely with those curved lines all the way around if you spin your paper around. So it's coming along. Now let's go ahead and make it grow even more. But before we make more lines on those folds, let's go ahead and repeat this rim. Okay, so remember mandalas are very repetitive to create that wonderful balance and unity. So let's go ahead and also add another rim in this next layer here. All right, so now let's go ahead and identify our lines. We can still see our folded lines right here. So let's go ahead and follow 4 more lines. 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and the sides. Okay, we can go ahead and repeat the same pattern here. So let's go ahead and do the same pattern on each one of these lines. We'll make them look like a leaf. And let's go ahead and bring out 4 more right in between. Which are also going to look like a leaf. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and connect again by using that nice long curved line from tip to tip. It's like a rainbow line. Think of a bunny jumping from one point to the other. Nice big hop. So you can spin your paper around as you're making this next layer. Okay, now look at our mandalas. They're growing nice and big. It's coming along little by little. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add another rim. So again, that repetition is going to continue all throughout our mandala. That's the main idea. right. Okay, so now I'm actually out of room here. Some of you may have drawn this a little bit smaller. If you have more room, you can actually extend another layer. If you don't have that much room like me here, then we can just go ahead and start adding detail. So when we add detail, we're trying to add extra little things here and there that are going to beautify our mandalas. So in this case, we can start with the detail towards the outer area here. So think about a shape that you may want to add in these areas. So like for instance, I'm going to draw a heart and the tips of each one of these here. You can draw a different shape if you want to, maybe a triangle or a circle or any other shape that you can think of would be fine. Okay, now I'm also going to add some little lines coming out of my mandala. So I'm just going to bring out two little curvy lines from each side of my heart all the way around. So what I do to one, I have to do it all the way around. Keep that nice flow, that repetition all throughout your mandala. If you don't have room in some of the areas, just skip that area. Like here, for instance, you might not have room. I barely was able to squeeze in my design there. Now we can go ahead and start thinking about details within our mandala. So what kind of details can we add? Well, here, for instance, I like to add a shape. So I'm going to think about the circle. Since the circle is so important in the mandala, I'm going to add a circular shape that repeats all the way around. Remember, we're just adding details right now. Now, I want to think about these as being leaves. So I'm going to try to add some little vines into my leaves to give them that extra detail within each leaf. So what I did to one, I need to repeat it all the way through. All right, I like that layer. Look at how nice it looks once we have detail into it. Okay, now we're going to focus on this next layer here, and we can add some more detail in that section. So for this area here, I can either repeat the same shape, or I can use a different shape, or maybe even little rainbow lines. Just depends on you. you want to repeat that circle here, that would be fine too. I think I'm going to go for the little rainbow. You can personalize your mandala however you want. Okay, now for these leaves, I think I really like the way that everything just kind of flows together. And I'm going to stop right there. I don't want to add too much detail because then I'm going to kind of lose what I already have. So I think this is good. This is a good point to stop for me. If you feel that you need a little bit more detail here and there, you can go ahead and add it, or you can stop right there. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our next step, which is going to be the coloring part. All right, boys and girls, so now it's time to color our mandalas. We're going to be using markers for the coloring part. If you would rather use colored pencils or crayons or any other coloring tool that you have available, you can use that instead. So I'm going to be using 4 different colors only though. So try to limit your colors to only 4. Let's see here. I think I'm going to go for trying to see which colors would look nice together. So maybe this one here. Yep, I think so. I'm going to try these 4 here. So you can choose the 4 different colors that you want. Once you have your 4 different colors, you're going to think about alternating these 4 colors so that they balance out the way that you put them onto your mandala. So let's say, for instance, I start with the flower part. Well, for the flower part, I can just do one solid color for the whole flower, or I can do pattern, like A, B, A, B pattern all the way around. Also, notice that there's rims. So maybe the rims and the dots can be a different color. How about the leaves? Maybe I want half of my leaf to be one color and then the other half to be another color. But then I would have to repeat that same pattern all the way around. That's the whole idea. The idea is for us to arrange these colors in a repetitive way, just like we repeated our shapes and our lines. We're also going to repeat our color use. That's going to create additional balance, and it's also going to bring that nice harmony and overall unity within our mandala. So color and how we apply color is very important. So let's go ahead and start coloring it in. I'm going to start with my rims and my center circle.